Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to disassemble and reassemble a JAKL 308. Just a basic disassembly. From looking at this, obviously it is a standard front and back pin on the same as an AR10 or AR15. Just going to push the front and back pins through. And then this one's already pulled out. Pull this one up, and then you can remove the upper and lower receiver. There's your lower. Standard AR15 trigger pack in here, so you can switch out to whatever trigger you would like. From here, okay, so we're going to go to the back, and then this is your guide rod and spring, essentially, as you can see here. You're going to push back and let it come out like so. I'll show you this part here. So if you notice this part at the end here, and then you can notice the groove. So when this goes in and it's facing down, obviously it goes in that little slot and then it pushes back and locks into place. Hopefully you can see that like so. All right, from there, you're just going to pull back on your charging handle, and then you're going to remove the bolt and bolt carrier grip. We'll put that there for a second. From here, you can pull out your charging handle. Now, the nice thing about this one, obviously JAKL has a few versions available. It is marked 308. I like for fun to say 308, but you can take that out. From there, if you put your finger inside and there's actually a sled in here where that charging handle sits in there. This is your sled, and it does say to front there, and I'll show you how to put that back in just a second. All right, now to remove the bolt from the carrier, I'm going to take my little handy dandy toothpick here, and I'm going to pull out this pin. There you go. And put that somewhere that I can see it and I won't lose it. Put it there. From there, take out your firing pin, and then pull this forward here, and then take out your cam pin right there, and then just slide out your bolt. And as you can see here, this is a standard AR10 bolt. And obviously, I'm not going to take this down any further, but if you want to, well, actually point out you have two dual ejectors and your extractor, and then you can push this pin out and you can take off your extractor and do whatever you need to do. So that is your bolt. Okay, now to put it back together, you're just going to go in reverse. Now, with this, you're going to look for the side that has the slightly larger hole, which I think is this way. You're going to put it back in here until it sits right there. Then you're going to get your cam pin, and you can see that it's got a hole through there. You're going to make sure the hole is facing that way because we're going to put the firing pin in. Does that make sense? So we're going to put that in like so. Oh, I got it wrong. All right, there we go. This should be right. Put that in, make sure it's forward. From there, take your firing pin and push that in at the back there, like so. And then I'm going to get my pin back. Now, from here, this pin you can see here, don't put it in, if I can make this make sense, put it in sideways like this. Don't put it in that way. Put it in that way, if that makes sense. And you're going to put that in there. Sometimes you'll feel a little resistance. Just give it a slight little wiggle. Don't force it through. It goes through nicely like so. We're locked back in place. Now from here, we are going to put this back down. We're going to go to the sled and the charging handle. Okay, so you're going to get your sled, and you're going to get to where it says to front. Now at the back here, there's a couple of grooves. This is where your bolt carrier is going to go in. We'll show you that in a second. So you take this and you make sure it goes in the very bottom slot and slide that in. Use your finger and move it along until you can see it looks like that, where the opening where your charging handle goes in. So get your charging handle, make sure the 308 or 308 is pointing up. Sorry, I need to stop doing that. You can see it's marked there. From there, you're just going to slide it in, and you're going to turn this over, make sure it doesn't fall out, and you're going to make sure it sits flush on that side, which we do have it sitting flush. Okay, and it is captured, so we'll leave it like that. All right, so take your bolt carrier grip and your bolt. Make sure the bolt is actually fully forward, and you can see this is it back. That's it forward. And then you're going to slide this in, and you're going to pay attention to those notches I mentioned before. You can see here that they slip into those there, like so. And slide it forward. I tend to have a little bit of trouble here. It seems to catch on something for me. I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong, but we are flush there. You're going to push your charging handle forward like so, And then you're going to give that a little wiggle, and it slid into place like so. Once you get there, you take your guide rod spring again, and you're going to go back to this part I mentioned before, where it's going to slot into that part there. So take your guide rod, and you're going to push this back. Make sure that this notch is facing down, or, well, essentially up, I should say, because I'm so make sure it's facing up. And as you push it in, you'll feel tension. But if you push up into that little slot and let it go, it'll slide and lock into place like so. From there, we're just going to put it back on top of the lower, and we're just going to push our pins back together. Once you get back together, just do a quick function test. But we are good to go, back together. All right, thanks for watching.